guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're working on the old rusty truck again, the 2012 Silverado. I checked all the ball joints and tie rods, and turns out it's got a bad upper ball joint on the driver's side. Okay guys, to check the upper and lower ball joints, you got to have the weight on the lower control arms. You got to jack it up by the lower control arm, and then to check them, like this one's real bad, so it moves quite easy. But to check the bottom one, you might need to put a pry bar under the tire and try lifting on it. I've already done that, and the lower one's good. It's just the top one that's bad. Okay guys, so we'll start by removing the wheel. So remove the center cap here. Okay, so you need a 7/8 deep socket to get the lug nuts off. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wire brush this up here a little bit and then put some PB blaster on it. Okay, so I removed the ABS line or speed sensor, whatever you want to call it. Just disconnect here and then take it out of this here. Now we're going to want to take this bracket off. It holds the brake line and that ABS line. It's 10 millimeter. That out of the way. So now would be a good time to make sure this is the right part. This is a Moog control arm. Looks about right to me. Part number is CK80669. Okay, now we want to loosen the nut for the upper control arm. Now it should have been an 18, I believe, but this one here is 11/16. The 18 was too loose. So it was on there pretty tight, so I had to take another wrench. Get some extra leverage. Still pretty tight, but you can't get a socket in there. Get it now. Okay, so I got the nut almost all the way off. Now we got to see if we can release this. Okay, so I don't know what's holding it in there, because you can see when I hit it, it's moving. Alright, we'll loosen these up some. These are 21 millimeter. You most likely need a breaker bar to get her started. And you should have a 21 deep, but I don't have one, but I still got them. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on here, why that's not coming out. It's loose, but it won't come all the way up. But anyway, I'm gonna go up to here. I got these all loosened off. So, and these here are for alignment. So I gotta see if I can get that off. You gotta make sure when you keep these plates for each side, keep them separate. Okay guys, so I finally got it out after hammering it. I had to keep hammering it to get it out. I think what happened is I had it too tight and it got down in there too far and seized up. So anyway, I got both nuts off. Now we gotta try to get them bolts to come out. They're rusted in there pretty good. And I almost think you gotta kind of turn it up this way for the bolt to come through. Okay, now to clear that spring, you might have to tip it up here some. I'll get the other one started. I don't know if this makes a difference or not, but it looks like it needs to be up in order to pound it through without hurting the threads. Okay, so there's one. There's the other one. It was a bit of a pain, but guess we got her after a while. There, the old control arm's off. Look at the rust. Okay guys, so I took a wire brush in there and cleaned that up as good as I could. A new control arm. Also, before I put it back together, I want to spray this all down with Rust Check. Just try to slow the rust down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take my new control arm and put some grease on it. And this here grease is safe for rubber. Okay, so I got one bolt in. Now what I found to be the easiest is take the bolt and go through this side first. This isn't the proper way, it's got to go this side first, but this here will help line it up. Okay, so she's pretty well right in the vicinity. Definitely would have been easier to remove the struts, but didn't really want to do that considering how rusty this truck is. Okay, so we got that in. These are alignment tabs. See, you actually need a alignment after you do this. First, I'm just going to snug these up just a little bit. I'll put a little bit of grease here. Our new castle nut on. Okay, I guess we'll start our nut on here. It's an 18. So I'm not sure what the torque is on this, but I can't get a torque wrench in there, so I'm going to have to just tighten it by hand here. It should be plenty tight. To make sure we can get our cotter pin in. There. So I got my cotter pin in. I'll fix the ends on that here in a minute. I want to go back up here. Okay guys, so I got the bolts all in. Now, you'll need an alignment after this. Now I did put some little marks on mine just to try to get it close. But it should get an alignment afterwards. Anyway, these got to be torqued 140, which I haven't torqued yet. Because it's better to have the weight on it first before you actually torque them. That way it don't tear up your rubber bushings. Anyway, we got that on. I got them tight. They're not super tight. I gotta, like I say, I'm gonna torque them. I'm gonna see if I can put the wheel on and then go back in there and torque them. I don't know if I can or not, but I'll give it a try. But anyway, we gotta hook some more stuff up here first. Okay, so we gotta put this bracket back on. 10 millimeter. Okay, and then we got to put our ABS cable or speed sensor, whatever you want to call it. Got to put that back in. That on. Hit that little lock. And then this little tab goes in here. And this goes in this here. I think that's about it. I'll get the wheel on and then I'll see if I can actually get in there to torque them or not. But my little marks that I put on are pretty close. That one there is real good. Okay, I almost forgot my cotter pin. Okay, so I got the tire back on. I got the weight on the truck now. I'm going to torque these to 140. I just got to try and make sure that bolt don't turn, which it hasn't so far. What I found on the internet, 140 is the torque for these. My marks are still lined up, so it didn't move. Now we'll do the other one. Okay, that's 140. My marks pretty close. The lug nuts are 140 as well. There. Okay guys, I had the truck out. Everything seems to be good. You can go down the road and take your hand off the wheel. It still goes straight. My marks are still where I had them. So I think we'll be good. I'll keep an eye on the tires, and if they start wearing, then I'll have to get it sent to an alignment shop. Anyway guys, hope this video helps somebody out, and we'll catch you in the next one.